Alright, let's just dive in. So, this is a deck that I would kind of be surprised if we're too successful with it. So, the basic idea is we have the card Saheeli Rai here. It's actually a card that's been a combo piece in Pioneer now for a little bit. And it says, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. That card's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste, exile at the end of the turn. So what we're trying to do is, if you Liquimetal Coating your Saheeli, Saheeli can then copy herself. And then what that allows us to do with the card Alter the Brood here says whenever the permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. So if you have Saheeli out and you Liquimetal Coating your own Saheeli, you then put an unlimited number of Saheelis into play, milling them out with Alter the Brood. We've got 3 copies of Karn the Great Creator here, which can find Alter and Liquimetal Coating from our sideboard. We also have some copies here of Whir of Invention to search up Liquimetal Coating and Alter. We notably do not have any ways to tutor Saheeli Rai, so we're just trying to opt or Serum Visions into our 4 copies of that. So let's play some games and see how this goes. I don't know that our linear plan is particularly fast enough compared to how brutal some of the decks are in Modern, and I don't know that we have quite enough interaction to keep ourselves from dying, but we'll see. Thanks for the half a year, Stacko. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Jay Wall, thanks for the quarter of a year. Does our deck beat Stony Silence? We have actual 0 ways to take Stony Silence off the table. Actual factual 0 ways to take Stony Silence off the table. And there's Okos everywhere in this format now too, so they can just Oko our Liquimetal Coating and our Alter the Brood. Construct beatdown. What constructs are beating down? Are you implying that there's Ursas in our deck? Because there are not Ursas in our deck. Unless you're referring to a different sort of construct. That's not the Karn we're playing. If we play Mycosynth Lattice and they have Stony Silence out, Scissor, we can't cast any spells. So that's probably not a good play. Morning, Winding Road. We can float 8 mana with Karn out and then Lattice and Abrade their Stony. Sure. Yeah, that's theoretically an answer. In fact, that answer is so terrible, I'm giving you a 10-minute break, because that's definitely a push my glasses up and tell you actually it's not a real answer. We are currently waiting on my opponent to decide what they're doing with their hand. Opponent said in chat they have to AFK for a couple of minutes. That is definitely one thing. I greatly prefer Magic Arena's tool for for timing people out. A rope plus an overall timer is a much better combination. Yeah, they posted, the Magic Esports account posted on Twitter that there would not be out of cycle bans. So standard is not changing until the update on the 18th. I'm going to bottom an Astrolabe here, I think, and keep the Liquimetal Coating. I noticed you I made an oopsie on my deck submission. Can I make some sub-gifties to have both players the queue? You had the 2 Mythgard submissions, right, Scissor? If so, that's fine to add another one. Morning, Geoff. So, Liquimetal Coating plus Abrade here actually lets us Stone Rain a Tron land, which is funny. It kind of makes me think that, like, not having 4 Abrades in this deck is probably silly. I feel like backup plan Stone Rain you seems like super reasonable. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I found since Pioneer came out, I actually like Modern more. I think it's I'm not relying on the format to be interactive, but powerful, and I can accept it for what it is. Yeah, I think a lot of people were like trying to get something out of Modern that it wasn't, and it was never going to be. Mindstone tends to imply that they're playing Eldrazi Tron. Yeah, like, could you imagine if we just had like 4 Abrades instead of like Remands in our deck? Like if we draw another Abrade here, we're like in a super good spot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people playing on Magic Arena are like not playing to win, right? Like the amount of matches you need to play to win are like pretty low. So like even when Standard sucks, Arena's like mostly casual enough that like you're probably gonna get some variety in there. Because the food mirrors really suck. So unless like, well, a lot of people, myself included, think the food mirrors really suck. So unless you're like super into playing food mirrors, you're probably not going out of your way to do it. Hey, thanks, Cesar. I appreciate the sub gifties. I think I have... So we just need an Alter the Brood at this point. Yeah, I agree, Full Metal. And I think that's part of why people were so upset by, like, Modern being obnoxious too, is that, like, when Modern is the only non-legacy, non-rotating format, right? Like, Vintage and Legacy, like, are just so expensive. Like, you just can't really afford to do much. I think I have to bottom this. Hoping to find an Abrade here or an Alter. All right, sweet. Well, that's lethal then, right? Look at that. We got to do the thing, chat. So, assuming they don't have a Shatter or something here, we get to mill them out. So, again, this is the combo. We Liquimetal Coating our Saheeli. Shaw, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Let's make sure you got a sword to go with that shield. And then, once Saheeli's an artifact from Liquimetal Coating, she can copy herself. Now we keep the new one. This mills them 1. And then the token Saheeli makes is an artifact as well. So my token Saheeli can copy herself. want to thank you for getting me hooked on Mythgard. I've been running the blue-red aggro deck up the ladder, and I'm 21-3. Nice, Juka. Yeah, deck's real good. So, and we were able to get there in this game because of the fact that, like, we had an Abrade. Makes me think we should maybe have more of that effect. I get to bring in Pillage here, which is similar, but not quite the same. Not exactly the same, but close. Lightning Bolt seems pretty medium against Eldrazi Tron. I probably just want to cut some of these 1-mana spells in general, just so they their chalices are a little less good. Definitely bringing in Pillage to destroy lands and artifacts, as well as Blood Moon here. The rest of this seems fine. Are there still a lot of modern decks in the queue? There are not. So at this current point in time, including this deck we have today, there are 4 modern decks in the queue waiting to be played. Which, I'm planning to do 2 modern decks per day, so it's actually like the next 2 weeks worth of modern decks, but after that I don't have anything left. I actually just suggested, I guess I should mention that since we're streaming it today, because modern people are going to watch this. So, I think moving forward, I am going to let tier 3s still submit modern decks. But non-tier 3 subs, moderns are going to look at $50 still. So if you want a cheaper way to get a modern deck in the queue, the tier 3 sub will be a way to do that. Okay, Blood Moon sounds great. I think I'd rather up than Astrolabe on one here. Actually, that's not true. I'm gonna Astrolabe, so that way I have the filtering in play in case they Chalice the Void for 1 next turn. And then next turn I can like play Mountain Pass, so I can hold up Mana Leak / Opt. Keep in mind, I am being a bit selective with the modern decks I'm taking. So it doesn't mean if you tier 3, I'm going to take anything you submit. I do still reject things occasionally. But my goal is to keep some amount of modern content consistently on the channel. How about we don't do that? Let's not do that one. Please and thank you. Is Blood Moon good here? It's okay. It's good if they don't, especially if they don't have a basic waste or a what's it called, a Mind Stone. So their deck needs actual colorless mana for like Thought-Out Seer and Reality Smasher. Yeah, in theory we don't have any counterplay against in theory we do not have any counterplay against things that prevent them from decking. There's the Chalice on 1. Really don't miss playing against these cards in Pioneer. Chalice for 2, yeah, great. Magic Sweep. Yep. This format is something. The stock list only has 1 Mind Stone and 2 wastes, sure. I'm going to go ahead and copy this Astrolabe to draw a card. We can also, I suppose the person who said, like, can we beat the, what's it called? We can Karn and, Karn can get, what's it called, out of the sideboard. It gets Mycosynth Lattice. You know, I want to kill their Chalices. So, like, one of the things to consider here, because my opponent's deck is super awkward, is if they put Chalice on 1 and 2, and Chalice on 1 stops them from using Expedition Map, and Chalice on 2 stops them from casting Mind Stone, which are, like, their ways to get colorless mana under these Blood Moons. So, like, there's a chance that, like, I do this, and, like, next turn my opponent is able to, like, cast spells that they otherwise wouldn't be able to cast. Although I guess this turns off Mind Stone, huh? So I don't have to worry. Oh, this turns off both of those. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Correct. Saheeli does need to be above 2 loyalty to copy yourself. That is accurate. You have killed my Planeswalker. Congratulations. I mean, like, I have another Karn in my hand, so like, I'm gonna get to do that regardless, right? I'm gonna keep the Abrade because the Abrade's gonna let me kill this eventually once I put the other thing into play. Hey, thanks for the 11 months, Avatar. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think we just do this and then pass, right? And then next turn we can go Karn down tick, grab the altar out of the sideboard, play Saheeli, play altar, kill them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get... Yeah, I forgot. So so I lost this game because I'm an idiot. So if I would have Liquimetal Coating the waste during their upkeep, it would have turned it off because of Karn. And then they wouldn't have been able to cast this card. That's fine. We're still in an okay spot. I'm just not gonna get to win the game next turn now. Or... Sure, deal. Upside to playing weird combo deck. Opponent does not know how it works. Thanks for the 28 months by Threon. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. They did just die to the combo last game. All right. Confirmly Stamp exceeds expectations on here. I feel like not playing 4x Abrade. Honestly, I could see just being have Pillages in the main deck too. Just like lean into making Liquimetal Coating good when you don't have Saheeli out. I feel like the basic vice of just like play more 4-0s in your deck generally applies here. Shenanigans could be super funny. Yeah, I could see that. You could splash for K-Command maybe. Yep, that's a possibility. I don't know that she'd like more than like 4 Abrades. And bottom this Force of Negation. Hopefully don't live to regret that. You haven't dropped a game. Deck's busted. Shenanigans, for people that aren't familiar with Modern Horizons cards, it is a shatter that you can dredge 1 to get it back. Is this the Pioneer waiting room? For many people, it probably is. We're doing 1 Pioneer deck today. And we'll be doing 2 or more most other days this week. Yeah, I don't really need either of these. I'm just going to go bottoms up. Astrolabe. Everyone's playing Astrolabe. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, they could have thought not seared our Planeswalker Allure, was the mistake our opponent made. Typical ban announcements happen about 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Central, which is an hour or 2.5 hours from now. But this is also an atypical update, so I'm not sure if Pioneer's going to follow that same format. Just Upbeat, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. They said it'd be Pacific time afternoon. Sure. I assume that they want to go back through all the information from the weekend, because there was the Nerd Rage event, there was the PTQ, and there was the what's it called? The challenge event. Magic's a fun game. Low variance, high skill cap. But I'm playing some kind of Bant control deck, it looks like. Yeah, maybe I should have mana leaked that. I don't know. The problem is that I ran into this weekend with the Blue-Green Eldrazi deck. It doesn't have enough interaction for the Saheeli combo decks. I think if I wanted to work on more Eldrazi decks, I'd probably work on one that could play K-Return and Wild Slash. I think would be the direction I would want to go in. Alright, Bant, you're not new here. For fuck's sake, man. Schedule. Look at the website. Take 30 seconds. Click the button under the stream. And the time it takes you to ask silly questions that you know you can find the answers to, you could find the answer. Jund? What's Jund? I don't understand your question. Kazenti, thanks for the 23 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Like to comment. That's your choice to set up so chat shows when the image is full screen is genius. Thanks. Yeah, whenever I watch other people streaming, if they don't have chat on their overlay, it always bothers me. So I'm someone who when I watch a lot of Twitch, I watch on Chromecast generally. So like if the person doesn't have chat on their overlay, I just can't engage. No, someone was talking about K command for this deck, Whipping Rhinos. So two separate conversations there. I would like to add red to the Eldrazi deck and try something Teamer. Honestly, something with Grixis could be okay too. Because with Grixis, you get to play Distended Mindbender, which is a kind of a hot card. Have more ways to, we're like super dead here, right? Yeah, there was a 4-color merge deck in Tanner. I don't know that our mana is good enough for that, though. Because, like, Distended Mindbender's black. You could just play Teamer with, like, kind of a ramp strategy. And you could play, like, Elvish Rejuvenator to, like, ramp up a little bit. And then you could play World Breaker as an extra way to trigger Cause Elixir turns and Sanctums. Which is probably not bad. Like, play, like, 2 to 3 World Breaker. I think it's probably a direction I'd like to try. I like Mana Reshaper plus Reclaimer. Yeah, Rejuvenator is a sweet thing to sack. Rejuvenator helps you find Sanctums of Ugin too, which is great. I'm just gonna concede. They're taking forever, and we're like probably dead. There's like 4 cards in their hand. There's like the combo is literally on top of our deck, which is kind of funny, but I think I'm actually just clicking submit here. I don't think I really want to bring in any of these cards. I guess Blood Moon's probably fine. Blood Moon's probably fine. I probably want these bolts to kill some of their stuff. They're not comboing, so I'm going to cut these forces. Leave 2 bolts in. I don't know. They're probably like a Cryptic Command Pikes. Cryptic Command deck. Especially on the play, I think we might be able to like steal 1 with Blood Moon. Like, it's not going to like stop them from playing Magic altogether, but it's very likely going to like slow them down and like restrict them to casting spells per turn. Like, I feel like so many people focus on, like, this card making your opponent not cast any spells that, like, people tend to undervalue the ability to, like, cut them down to 1 spell per turn. Yeah, that's also true. Karn, our 4-mana Karn, start off their Astrolabes. So, like, that's kind of like a 1-2 punch as well. That's a good observation that I actually didn't think of. In. Hey, thanks, Call Me. Welcome to a live one. Hope you're having a good start to your week. Happy Monday. Yeah, Mindbender is especially good with K-Return because, like, you get to, like, clear their board out. And, like, if they're trying to play around the K-Command clearing their board out, like, you get to take cards out of their hand that they were holding back. This is Fiery Isle. It's one of those Horizon lands that lets you cycle it to draw a card. Celestial Purge, yep. Loco for Oko. Are we dead? Feeling kind of dead. Too many lands. How's my day looking? All right. A little bit of Modern, a little bit of Pioneer. We're going to try and dip back into Standard. We've got 3 Standard decks in the queue, which have 0 Okos combined between them, so we'll see how that goes. The food decks put up, like, Caw-Blade level numbers at the Grand Prix this weekend. It was kind of disgusting. Yeah, we're going to be getting back to we're going to do Standard 2 days a week. Like Monday, Wednesday are my Standard days this week. We'll see how they go. There were a bunch of people that said they wanted 2 or more days of Standard, so we'll see if any of the numbers reflect that. They haven't posted an official time for the Pioneer Banner Restricted announcement. In my opinion, the matchups that have no Ochre and Issa and Standard are really fun. So let me translate that. You enjoy playing casual Magic, and I agree, casual Magic's great. That a lot of people give answers like that about Modern too. They're like, well, when I play my deck here that's really bad against this other deck that's really bad, the games are really sweet. And it's like, sure, I believe you that when both the decks suck, you have a good time. Yeah, we'll see. The ladder just reset, so we'll see. We'll see how many people are tryharding inside of Platinum. Yeah, I assume they want to get people into the office, Marty, and talk about what the format looks like from the events over the weekend. So, Cinderglade, for those not super familiar with Modern, this implies that my opponent is playing red-green Valakut, which is a linear deck looking to ignore me and just like make land drops, eventually kill me with Escape Shift or a Primeval Titan. So peak Modern stuff, really. Mana Lake's actually probably plays here. Remand's a good pickup too. Yeah, I agree that the gameplay patterns of the best decks in the format suck, but that means the format sucks, right? Like, Windswept Heath implies Scape Shift and not Breach. Can you explain why that is, MB? Why is that the case? I was okay with Modern, but after playing Pioneer, I feel like I've had Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, I think you're not alone in that. It'll be... I bet we see them get rid of something out of Green Devotion today. Yeah, the blue-white control deck was one of the only decks to like be like somewhat above 50% against the food decks. It was like 54% at one of the Grand Prix. Okay, so that means we are one card away from comboing them here. So we just need a Liquimetal Coating. I'm just going to pass back to me here. Sweet. They're probably going to give me something to remand next turn, I assume. You know, I'm just going to pass back here. Am I? I'm going to pass back. I don't have any more shock lands in my deck, Stingy, so I'm just like not cracking fetch lands because it doesn't matter. It's not about saving health. It's about the fact that it's just, like, irrelevant. Thanks for the 6 months, Murky. Welcome back. You have a Through the Breach here. Or, like, just did the Through the Breach, pretty much. I have to, like, draw another Remand here. Even then, that doesn't really accomplish much, right? See, the people at your LGS are very silly, Slayer. They shouldn't be upset that you're playing Neoshul Brand. They should be upset with Wizard of the Coast for letting Neoshul Brand exist. It sounds like the people at your LGS secretly just don't like Modern. And instead of recognizing that, they're being upset with you. Neoshul Brand is pure, unfiltered Modern. So I'll put a Primeval Titan into play here, which will get 2 copies of Valakut, and then it will attack, and then it will get 2 mountains, and then it'll deal a total of 18 to us here, so we'll be dead. So we've died. This will get 2 Valakuts. It'll attack. The Valakuts leech deal 6. This will deal 6. This is going about as I expected it to go. I think we got pretty fortunate for things to come together in the first match, and these games are our deck being kind of slow, not particularly interactive enough to stop our opponent from combo killing us, and then us dying. Think they'll ban Neo Brand eventually? No, probably not. The problem with things like Bridge main is that, like, this deck, we've had a lot of cards in our hand pretty consistently, so, like, Bridge is less good when you're not vomiting your hand onto the table. So, like, when you're playing a bunch of cantrips and counterspells, Bridge becomes a lot less appealing. It's not like we're a box opal deck that's just, like, spewing our hand out as quick as possible. Sure, that bad control player. If I do that, and then I don't die that turn, how do I win the game? How do I not die the following turn? If I'm just, like, making a land drop? Can you explain? You're right. Maybe I wasn't exactly dead that turn, but I can't win the game anymore. So, like, why should I continue playing? All right. Well, I mean, we can theoretically combo them on turn 3 with this hand. YOLO. Alter into Liquimetal Coating into, we need to draw land, Saheeli. We get to kill them on 3. Good clean value. Yeah, Coating works with Karn as well. Well, I mean, we theoretically had all of the combo pieces, but we didn't have enough mana to deploy them in one turn. Is how it works out. Hey, there's the land. Randomly milling them with Alter the Brood is also, like, kind of okay here. Their deck depends on having specific lands to get out of their deck. Yeah, randomly having Felidar Guardian is probably smart in here. Just, like, having another way to kill people, basically. Morning, Leto. Leo T. See, like that there. Email Valakut. Sign me up. Couple more that look like that, please. Oh. Two Felidar plus Alter also comes without Saheeli. Gosh, that would be much better. That's slick. Yeah, that's a good observation, because the Felidars just sit there and blink each other. I like that. I like that idea a lot. Alright, well, we drew Pillage, so let's just pillage them. Having 2 Felidars plus Alter means you have a combo that doesn't die to Lightning Bolt too, which is great. Steve-O! They missed a land drop for the turn, so that's sweet. Hey, look, that's the Saheeli Rai. Okay. While before Kaladesh, I tried to build a deck around 3 O-Rings, exiling and re-enter and alter. It was really bad, but I learned some things from it. Fair. Digital Bum, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having an excellent Monday. It's a shame we can't rebuild things in between matches on Magic Online. I think there's a few different directions you could change what's going on in this deck. They shocked in Stomping Ground. Is there a way to turn Saheeli into an artifact in Pioneer? I don't know. So here's the combo. We Liquimetal Coating the Saheeli, and now Saheeli can copy herself. And then the new Saheeli enters play as an artifact because the thing that Saheeli creates is an artifact. When the new Saheeli enters play, alter the brood, mills them for 1. Then we keep the new one. The new one copies itself. We mill them for 1. We keep the new one, etc. We repeat this loop until our opponent is decked. So I would like to keep this one. That's super click intensive. You can see nothing yet. It's actually not that bad, right? How many clicks is it per mill? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clicks to a card. It's like 200 clicks to kill them. Yeah, they could have a 50-man Emrakul in their Breach deck. Hey, congrats, Rayhouse. Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. That's true. My opponent not auto-passing here is like making this take forever. If they were auto-passing, this would go a lot quicker. Yeah, I'm going to concede to an Emrakul. As built, this deck doesn't have a good answer to your opponent having a way. Don't you go the full way versus the Battle Wits deck? Definitely. They could have an Emrakul in their deck, because they are through the Breach deck. They could just be a solid Pillar Assault, though. Definitely a chance their opponents just like a solid Pillar of Sodium over there. So Emrakul shuffles their whole graveyard back into their deck, not just Emrakul freeze. It's not like Nexus of Fate or World Spine Worm. Woodfall Primus, yep. Mom spaghetti, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on the sweater already, but you keep on forgetting what you wrote down. The whole crowd roars so loud you open your mouth, but the mill won't come out. He's hoping now, everybody choking now. Snap back to the deck now. There's an Emrakul. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with this one. Let's talk about what I would change in this deck and why, but I'm gonna be done playing this. So basically, I think the interaction this deck is playing is like pretty mediocre. And I think if I were to try, if someone told me like, all right, Jeff, build your optimal Saheeli Altar deck, I think I would probably start with something like this. Just like, you could maybe play a couple more lands. You could like put the last altar in the main deck, just because like altar plus double Felidar Guardian is a way to do that. You could have more Abrades as like, Abrade's just like a fine card in Modern in general, and Abrade plus Liquimetal Coating lets you blow up any permanent. I might round out the last Karn the Great Creator. Not playing max copies of that seems kind of silly. And like, obviously adjust the mana to get like, to get some white mana in here. Yeah, you could play Rest in Peace. Emrakul's not a super common card in this format, and like adding Felidar Guardian to the deck means Saheeli Rai plus Felidar Guardian gives you another access to combo people. You could also play like 3 mana Teferi in this deck with the White Splash too. So there's a couple different directions you could go, but like with fetch lands and like our Astrolabe here, like playing 4 Felidar is like pretty reasonable. In addition to comboing with this, if you get 2 Felidars in play with an Alter the Brood, that also infinitely mills your opponent. So I think that would probably be good. I mean, accelerating with Mox doesn't really seem useful, and Emery doesn't play into anything else this deck is doing, so that doesn't seem particularly good. Thanks for the 17 months there, Courteous. Welcome back. So yeah, I think something like this seems a lot better. I'd rather lean into having more just like generically good cards in my deck that are also excellent with Liquimetal Coating, have the secondary combo and the tertiary combo. So I'd probably try something like that rather than trying to be like blue-red bad control deck. Like blue-red decks just don't have the appropriate tools to really be control decks in this format. So I think this seems much more reasonable. All right, what are we doing next? We're gonna roll on in to some Pioneer up next here. For our Pioneer deck today, we're gonna be playing another Saheeli deck, because Saheeli's everywhere in this format. Demonic Pact Splash Saheeli Rai deck. I'm gonna run a quick ad break before we do that. I'm gonna get deck lists updated everywhere. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.